Hello, and welcome back to Hunter Tuned. Today I'm going to take advantage of the above zero weather, and I'm going to try to get a wideband plugged into the CRX and take it out for a spin and kind of see where the air fuel is at on this little built-up single cam. It's just got the stock P28 in it, and I told you guys that I wanted to make a video on how to, or just kind of see how lean the factory computer is on a lot of these Hondas. And a lot of times people will run like a P28 on like our B-swap or whatever, and it's all kind of similar stuff. So this will just kind of show you guys, or prove me completely wrong, that the stock computer, stock tune is usually never good. So it's always best to have a chipped ECU and tune your setup properly. So anyways, I did get the sensor plugged into the exhaust. So this is just the header coming down, and then it has an O2 bung at the back of the header. So I put the sensor there, ran the cord into the car here, and actually went to the store and picked up one of them accessory plugs that go into the cigarette lighter, and it's got two wires coming off of it, and I hooked up the wideband wiring into that so I can just plug into the cigarette lighter to turn the wideband on, because this stuff's just gonna be kind of temporary, because we're probably gonna be pulling this motor out here pretty soon and putting a B-series engine in here. So anyways, this wideband wiring should be all tidied up, and I'm going to plug it into the gauge, and then we will take it out for a little spin, kind of see how the tune looks being completely factory. I won't have any engine lights on besides for the O2 heater, so that's the only check engine light that is currently on. And then after all that, I kind of want to plug the Honda into it and kind of check everything over and give it a tune-up. So anyways, we'll get right into it here, and should be good horsepower weather should be good horsepower weather today. She's a little bit chilly out. That extended forecast is looking pretty cool. I recently picked up one of these heaters from my buddy. He actually not donated, but he's letting me borrow one of these big old giant kerosene heaters. This thing puts out so much damn heat. It is fucking awesome. I actually thawed the entire car out. I had the heater running in here, and this thing was just completely a whole block of ice from sitting outside. We got down to like 20 below zero the other day, and had a little bit of snow. So this thing just became a complete block of ice. So that heater in here for like a half hour, and this car was completely melted off. It was nice and warm for a while, but the only thing that sucks is it's a gas hog, and it takes a lot of kerosene to get them running. But this is another one that I picked up that we're working on, trying to get this one running good. I might take this one out to the storage unit so Michael can get his motor running, because I know that Michael actually just got all his clearances done on his motor. He got all the right bearings and all the right stuff to put his motor back together. So I'm hoping that Michael's car should be up and running here pretty soon, as long as he gets the ambition to go put it together. But if I have that big ass heater out there, I think the storage unit will actually be pretty warm, so Michael can actually work on it. So anyways, I'm going to pick up with you guys here in a little bit. I'm going to get all the tires pumped up, because one of them does leak a little bit, and when it gets 20 below zero, sometimes tires lose air. It just happens. But anyways, I'm going to pump the tires up, get the wideband done, and then I'll pick back up once we're running. I also did want to clarify quick that this test is being done on a bolt-on A6. So this is a D16, pretty much a Z6 with a little bit higher compression piston, and I think that's it. Otherwise, it's a pretty stock setup, stock cylinder head, stock cam. It does have a header and intake, nice intake right there. This is kind of just a test to show you guys, like, just even little minor bolt-ons, how much the tune can change and how lean it can actually run. Once you're putting more air in, and more air out, you got to get more fuel in. That's the moral of the story here. So just kind of showing you guys what's going on with it. If this was a completely bone stock engine, bone stock Z6, which is what the P28 originated from, usually they run really solid, but like I said, if you have bolt-ons and stuff like that, it's always best to get a tune. So I just got my wideband down here in the radio slot, because there is no radio in this car. Oh, battery's fucking dead. Factory tune runs pretty damn good until you floor it. Yeah, it's running off the gauge. It's like 15, 16 wide open here. Yeah, kind of exactly what I expected. you know, like I said, guys, you put more air into the motor, you got to put more fuel into it too. But yeah, what do you think?
It smells like rat poop in here.
It does smell like shit, huh? What did you do today, Christine?
I went to see some ice castles.
The ice castles in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin?
Yeah, sounds fancy.
Yeah? How was that?
It was good.
Was that fun?
It was.
What's the ice castles?
I don't know, some people who are talented make some ice castles and you go walk through them. It's very pretty.
Yeah, so she went down to the ice castles today, which is like, I'll try to explain it even though I didn't go. But there's like, it's just like a huge ice sculpture, and there's like little caves and tunnels you can walk through, and slides. There was a slide made of ice. There was fountains, little ponds and stuff.
Yep.
I don't know. It was pretty neat. You guys are interested, look up Ice Castles, Wisconsin, or whatever. It's all over the U.S., but, right?
Yep.
Yeah. It's pretty neat.
Mr. Subaru.
Did this guy fucking get stuck or something? I don't understand what he was doing there. So it's not so bad. Once it gets up in the RPM, it's only like 1350 air fuel, which is still a little lean, not bad. Some of these motors actually make a lot of power at like a 13.5, but it feels like it's fighting itself, like it doesn't have any timing in it or something. So we're gonna have to plug the Honda data in, sync the timing with the distributor, and then we'll go through and we'll clean up the air fuel, because when you stab it initially, it goes like 15.5 or 16.0 air fuel, you know, initially punching it. And then after you punch it, and it crosses over into VTEC a little, then it, you know, then it gradually starts getting richer. One of the pulls I was doing, it actually went like 11.0, which is way too rich. So the air fuel is not really like right now it's like 16.5 or 16 something here. And this is like kind of quarter throttle probably. And then this is like half throttle, 16.5, 16.5. But then if we go through and we punch it, yeah.
What is that?
We're out of gas.
Oh. Are we not punching it now because we're out of gas?
Yeah, we should probably get some gas quick. I always run out of gas on this thing. But anyways, moral of the story is, when you stab it at like a lower mid-range RPM where this thing kind of makes a lot of grunt, it's lean. And then up top, it's got some valve control or something going on. Like the valves are floating a little bit maybe because it's stock spring. I don't know, it dives richer up top. The stock cam kind of sucks up top too. The stock cam really kind of dies off at like $6 grand. So I don't know. Maybe we'll fucking retard the cam a tooth. I don't know. I don't really want to mess with it all that much because it's just a little single cam. Yeah, right here punched 16.0, and then it gradually gets richer. The initial, like, coming into power is lean, and then it slowly gets richer as the RPM increases. But we need fuel right when we punch it, so it's got a lot of torque. Because if it's lean when we're punching it in the mid-range, you know, that's where this thing's going to be fun. And if it doesn't have the fuel there, it's not going to be fun. You know what I mean? But let's tune it and then see how fast it is. See if it picks up.
What is that noise?
Old car. What noise? That squealy? Yeah, it's an old car. Don't you like these little cars? Alright guys, so we are back at home now, and I was going to mess with the CRX a little bit more. But as you guys know, both the cars are now in the garage. I actually pulled my hatch in and the CRX both into the garage because, well, we had to do a little bit of storm preparation because there is a winter storm that is going to be hitting here in like a little while. It's supposed to last all the way through tomorrow, and we're supposed to get about a foot of snow. So we wanted to get some of the cars into the garage. I didn't want to leave the hatch outside because the fucking exhaust. And the CRX I just kind of wanted to leave in here too because, I don't know, just pull it in the garage, get it out of the yard. Because we had to actually plow the yard and the driveway with the four-wheeler here because... you guys probably can't see shit. So we like got my truck over here and we plowed all this area out. You literally probably can't see anything, so I should probably turn the fucking light on. There we go, a little better maybe. Okay, so we had to like plow the yard out here, so we have like an area for parking and stuff, which can be a little bit tricky when it starts to snow and we have to plow the driveway. So I think we're supposed to get like 3 to 7 inches by morning. So once the morning hits, we'll probably plow the driveway, and then it's supposed to be like blizzard conditions, windy and stuff. So we're gonna have to keep up on the snow so like my truck doesn't get fucking stuck in the yard because it's only 2-wheel drive. And I was gonna mess with the CRX a little bit more and plug the Honda into it, but I think what I'm gonna do instead is I'm just gonna get a chip kit coming for the P28. And I'm going to chip it and put it on chrome because I don't plan on really buying a Honda for this car. And I really didn't want to pull the Honda out of my hatch because it's all tucked away. And I have the cords like neatly ran and shit like that. And I didn't really want to pull it out. I do think this car is going to benefit pretty big from a tune. So I think once we get the ECU chipped, we can throw chrome on it and put a tune on it. But I mean, I really don't think it's going to wake up a whole lot because it's a single cam. I do think it's going to pick up a lot of bottom end and mid range because that's where it's really lean. But up top, it's not really that lean where it's going to hinder performance a whole lot. But like down low and mid-range is where it's really lean, like I was saying. And like what I showed you guys earlier. So anyways, we just put the wideband in the car and I ran it to a cigarette lighter. I think I was showing you guys this earlier, but the way I ran it is I just ran the O2 sensor wiring through the firewall, and then there's like power ground plug on the back of the wideband that I just ran to a, it's like a little $4 cigarette lighter outlet adapter that just has 2 wires coming off of it, and you can wire power and ground to it, and then just plug your cigarette lighter into it, which is kind of nice. I'd like to have a wideband kind of hanging out here with just a cigarette lighter in it, so when I get cars in that, you know, cars that come in for tuning, it's a lot easier to hook a wideband up onto it if the customer doesn't have a wideband on it. I think that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, so I did record a bunch of shit like yesterday and the day before. That I may throw in this video, like right here, maybe. It'd just be kind of random. Hello, and welcome back to Hunter Tuned. Today we're going to be putting together this D16 A6 bottom end. This is a build I'm doing for a customer, and it's going to be like an all-motor, high-compression, single cam. Nothing crazy, but something to give the car a little bit more pep. For a little bit of stock class racing. So we're going to be throwing this thing together in my basement today because, well, it is colder than a witch's tit outside. So I didn't really want to do this in the garage. I kind of left the parts inside the house overnight so they could kind of thaw out, and you know, we wouldn't be putting together parts with frickin' ice on them because you know, just how cold it is outside. It is kind of hard to be able to do this stuff outside, whatever. So anyways, I'm going to get right into this and kind of show you guys what I've done so far and what we will go over here soon. I know a lot of the channel really likes engine builds, so we're going to just kind of get into this and show you guys the process of putting this thing together. So we have the block here. This is a D16 A6 block, like I was telling you guys. Turn my light on here. So anyways, the basement is kind of a mess. I got shit all over down here, extra clothes and fucking whatever. So anyways, it is you know, better than fucking working out in negative 40-degree weather. So we are going to be putting this block with P29 pistons and stock connecting rods with ARP rod bolts. So this is the combo that we are putting in. So like I said, these are just like the YCP eBay P29 pistons that get pressed onto the factory connecting rods. I already took the rods and pistons to the machine shop, and we had these pressed, the pistons pressed onto the rods, and then we also had some ARP rod bolts installed onto these rods. So these rod bolts will kind of help keep the cap on at high RPM, do a little bit better job of clamping down, and sometimes when you install ARP bolts, it'll actually cause the cap to distort a little bit. So we had the rods resized for the bolts, so now that the bearing surfaces are going to be exactly what we're looking for. So there's that. We also got the crankshaft polished up here. I have some bearings kind of sitting around here from the old girdle and whatever. But anyway, so we got the crankshaft polished up here as well. So the crank is all within spec. We did measure every journal with a micrometer and checked all the clearances to make sure that this thing was going to be A-okay. So I did go through and I honed the cylinders out. I honed them with just a dingle ball cylinder hone that I got down here. So this guy is a little bit beat up, but it still works. So we took the dingle ball and ran it through there a couple times with some starter fluid. Starter fluid actually works really good for doing this kind of stuff on the cylinder hone. My engine builder actually told me that using starter fluid as a lubricant actually, helps the honing process and helps with getting the cross hatching how you want it, and so that's what we did. So we did that. I got 3 of the pistons already installed. I have the caps underneath the engine stand here, kind of set aside where they came off of. So this connecting rod cap goes to this cylinder, this one to the next one, etc., etc. So I'm just keeping the caps in order as I put the pistons in, and yeah, so I did check the ring gap. Not really needed to widen up the ring gap much on something like this being all motor, because there's not going to be a lot of added cylinder pressure in the top of this thing, like added turbo or boost or nitrous or anything like that. It's just all motor. So usually the tighter the ring gap, the better the seal it's going to have and the more compression it'll have. So I think we went with like a 16 thousandths top ring gap and a 20 thousandths bottom ring gap, and then the oil rings I did not touch. So the ring gaps are all set. Bearing clearances should be good with just standard bearings, because like I said, we did check the journals and everything like that. We had the block hot tanked, and yeah, so we're just putting the pistons in, and then we're going to tip this thing over, install the bearings onto the bottom end, and then we're going to assemble everything together. So I am using a little bit different assembly lube on this build. I'm actually using this extreme pressure anti-seized engine assembly lube right here, Moly Graphite Stay Lube. You can get this shit at like Vato-Zone or O'Reilly's or wherever. So I just coated the cylinder walls with some of the graphite stuff to make sure the pistons have some lubricant as the engine spins over a little bit as we're kind of building it here. And for the first initial fire up, it's always good to have a little bit of engine assembly lube, kind of coating everything, including the bearings and everything, which we will get into soon. I'm just going to grab this last piston. I'm going to knock the connecting rod cap off, and then I'm going to install the piston rings for you guys quick, and then once the rings are on, we're going to install this thing into the motor. I tried filming, but in my basement it's really tough to film. It's definitely cold. I'm actually out in the garage currently because, well, it's it's only -2 right now, so it's kind of bearable outside, I suppose. Because when it was that cold the other night, we were outside kind of messing with some stuff, and I can even notice it right now though, like breathing when it's this cold out it kind of like tickles your throat a little bit, and when it's like 20 below zero, it like hurts to breathe because it's so cold. But nonetheless, we have some stuff I want to get done. I really don't want the weather to cripple me because it's been real tough with my anxiety and shit. Just looking at the forecast, it gives me anxiety. And whatever. And this time of year is really hard because, it fucking sucks. The weather's shit. What the fuck else we got going on here today? So I got my, the lighting in the garage. I actually went over the lighting in the garage recently and it was all good to go. But this middle light right here went out on me in the summertime. So like that light right there, where my finger is, that one kind of went out on me, and I don't know what the hell I did. I think I like unplugged it, plugged it back in, and hit it with a fucking hammer, and it started working again. So we got good lighting again in the garage over here. I still got to get another light for this side. I know these like incandescent bulbs or whatever the fuck you call them. They're like gas-filled bulbs. I don't like these because especially when it's like 20 below zero, they don't put out a lot of light. The LEDs put out a consistent amount of light no matter what the fuck the temperature is. But like even, I don't know if you guys can tell, but like there's two lights here. So like this one is a regular old bulb and that's an LED bulb. You can probably tell on the camera, honestly, that this one is less bright than that one. So that's kind of cool. But anyways, it's getting cold out here. My hands are starting to go numb already. So I'm going to get this heater fired up. I'm just going to fill it up with some fuel here. And I'm going to show you how much of a beast this fucking heater is, guys. This thing is an animal. So I just grabbed my little funnel here. And sorry, guys, like I don't know what the hell I'm filming lately because, you know, the weather's kind of shit. And it's been snowing like every day on and off. So the roads aren't good enough for me to take the vehicles out. So I'm just trying to film whatever I'm fucking doing. And give you guys a little update because, well, I don't know. Nothing else to fucking make videos on right now, honestly. Like, I mean, I can fucking make videos, but it's like cold and I don't know. I just can't wait for this fucking weather to be over with. It just sucks because later in the week, like the forecast high temperature for coming up here, what is today? Fucking Sunday. So, well, technically it's Saturday night, early Sunday morning right now. And this Monday, so tonight into Monday, we're supposed to get like 10 inches of snow. And then after we get all the snow, we're supposed to have like a winter storm warning. So it's going to be like blowing and drifting all around. And then after the fucking snow hits, Tuesday is a high of 1 below with 23 below low temperature. And then Wednesday is 12 degrees below zero for a high temperature. High temperature, guys. Crazy. So yeah, it's definitely fucking getting cold. Usually fucking, I don't know, whatever. So we're going to fill the heater up and I'm going to show you guys this thing's a fucking beast. It's honestly already really warm in here. Like, I wish I had a fucking thermometer. I dig it. It's been the heater's been on for like 5 minutes, and it's like I can take my jacket off. A little bit of cold start action. Come on. Oh yeah. She did it. She did it. Oh, that was a close call. But she fired up. You guys want to see my truck fire up quick? It's 7 below zero right now. You guys can't even fucking see anything. My camera sucks right now, I'm sorry. Let's see here. Nope. There she goes. Stay running. Oh, come on. Stay running, fucker. Oh my gosh. It does this when it's really cold, obviously. The fucking E85. She might stay running now? No? Not quite. Hey, there we go, baby. Fucking mint. But I did want to kind of just keep you guys updated in what I've been doing. I don't know what I'm going to be uploading the next couple days because of the weather. But I do have plans to go ice racing this Saturday with the Honda. So I'm probably going to take the hatch ice racing. I actually might mess with this thing tomorrow a little bit because it's not supposed to be super cold tomorrow. It's just supposed to be snowing and shit. I might actually put a stiffer wastegate spring in the hatch and maybe it sucks because I can't really go fucking test it. I don't know. I would like to take the hatch out, but and like get it on like 12 to 15 pounds of boost on just a wastegate spring. I think that'd be really good. That way I don't have to bother with boost control stuff for ice racing, and it'll keep the gate shut so the turbo will spool a little faster. Or I could just set up quick spool, but I can't run 20 pounds consecutively because the wastegate spring is too small, I'm thinking. Yeah, I have injector orders that I'm doing right now. I actually just did a few injector orders not too long ago. I came out here last night when it was frigid as fuck, super cold out, and got these badass heaters. But I did flow one set of injectors. I have another order that I have to do, and I don't have any here. And I got to run back to the junkyard to get some more. But I can't because of the weather, so it's like, oh man, the fucking injector orders might be like a couple days out before I can even get them shipped. So that's a little bit unfortunate. What else? I don't know what else we can really do, for content. I might try to fucking port a cylinder head for that A6. I might try to get some of the bits, but a lot of the bits I have, like the carbide bits and shit, they get so gummed up so fast from the aluminum in the cylinder head that it's really hard to port using a lot of those bits, because like I said, they get gummed up really, really fast, and you can't even really get anything ported without the bit gumming up. So I don't know if there's a solution for that. I don't know why, but I've had a really hard time filming lately, like the last couple days. I've been trying to film a video and I like can't get the words out of my mouth kind of thing. It's I don't know why. I don't know if fucking anxiety's bugging me lately or what, but I don't know. Hopefully a lot of these clips combined together was a decent video and you guys enjoyed it, and it gave you a little bit of an update on what's been going on and what is maybe to come in the future. Like I said, I got to get my ice tires ready so I can race the Honda on Saturday. I'd like to do that, get this thing all dialed in, and then get a chip kit coming for the CRX, and then possibly get some motor build stuff going soon with the hatch and the CRX. I want to get both those motors built here soon. And I just talked to a guy that I might be working on his Turbo LS car here coming up soon. I don't know when, but possibly I might be working on another Turbo LS car coming. So I don't know. I don't know what the fuck to film lately, guys. It's really bugging me. So anyways, thanks for watching the video, guys, and hopefully you enjoyed it. I was fucking just blabbing and talking, and we did a fucking couple pulls in the CRX. Hopefully it was enjoyable. If not, I'm sorry. But I'm going to throw it up anyways. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, like I said. And don't forget to comment. Let me know what you guys thought of today's video, and give it a like. It helps out. So anyways, thanks, and see you later.